What's up YouTube? I'm Darren, the Bowtie Fragrance Guy. On a channel where looking good and smelling great, both are of importance. I talk about both on this channel, fragrances as well as I give you some nice style tips, man, to make sure that you're not only smelling good, but that you're looking good as well. So if that sounds interesting to you, make sure you hit that subscribe button and also make sure that you tap that bell icon as well to ensure when I upload new content on this channel, you don't miss out, that YouTube notifies you that a video has been uploaded. So on today's video, guys, you see the title. I got 5 warm, cozy fragrances. They're sexy fragrances that drive women insane, or at least it drives my woman insane. So I thought I'd share these fragrances with you as well. Look, guys, it's cold outside, right? It's cold outside, and if you got a lady, man, this is the time of the year where you need to be kind of getting cozy, nice and cozy on the couch with some hot chocolate, I don't know, some coffee or whatever your warm beverage of choice is. You need to be on the couch under a blanket with your lady watching some Netflix while this weather is being a lot more cold and frigid out there. It's time to get nice, warm, cozy, and close, if you know what I mean. So I have 5 fragrances in my collection that I like to wear in these kind of close encounter type situations that are warm, cozy, and seductive. I want to share those 5 fragrances with you today. So if you want to see what made the list, you know how we get down. Keep it locked right here. All right, guys, we're back. Thank you so much for keeping it locked in. We're going to jump into this list of fragrances. Before I do that, really quickly, guys, make sure you head over to scentsplit.com. If you see anything on this list, any of these 5 fragrances interest you, I recommend you go over to scentsplit.com and try these fragrances out. ScentSplit is a very trusted decant website. You can buy decants there as well, but you can also buy full bottles as well. But again, guys, anything that's a little bit more expensive, these niche fragrances, I highly recommend you sample them first before you invest into a full bottle. So again, if you see anything on the list that you like today, make sure I will link ScentSplit down below where you can check these fragrances out for yourself. All right, guys, now the first fragrance that I want to talk about that fits this category for me, warm, cozy fragrances that drive my lady insane. Good for these nice cuddle kind of situations, is from the house of Frederic Malle, and this one is called Musc Ravageur. Musc Ravageur. Some people complain about this fragrance. Some of the earlier batches of this stuff really was a bit challenging in the opening because of the cloves. But what I've noticed, I have a batch from 2010 as well as this batch, which I think was around 2017. And what I've noticed is the cloves have been toned down, at least this one that I have right here in my hand. So it's a lot more wearable, not as challenging in the opening. But with that being said, guys, this dries down to a nice, warm, and I always say this, Cinnabon kind of fragrance, and that is perfect for close encounters. You have the musk that gives it that masculine thing that really pulls women in. Again, musk has been known to be a pheromone and really serves as one of those things that draws women in. You definitely get that with this fragrance. The musk was really, really manly and masculine, but at the same time, again, with the spices, the cinnamon in here, the cloves. Of course, you have a beautiful sandalwood, tonka bean, and vanilla on the dry down, which helps to create that kind of Cinnabon vibe, that sweetness. And that's where that comes from. But guys, this is just a really sexy, intoxicating scent. Good for close encounters, those warm, cozy situations, cuddle situations. So make sure you check this one out, guys, from the house of Frederic Malle. Again, this is called Musc Ravageur. All right, guys, the next fragrance on the list, on this list that I really feel fits this kind of scent profile that I'm talking about today, warm, cozy fragrances from the house of Parfums de Marly, a classic, and this is called Herod. This is called Herod, man. Listen, Herod definitely falls into that category. If you notice, guys, I talked before, I told you cinnamon is a good note, a good spicier note that really works well in this time, during this time of year, especially around the Christmas time. Cinnamon is one of the primary notes that really makes me think about Christmas. Warm, cozy, cold outside, cooler weather. So definitely Herod falls into that category. Cinnamon is one of the main notes here. Cinnamon, vanilla, ISOE super, and incense as well. Incense in this as well, you get in that tobacco Tobacco is probably the main note here, but this is just a beautiful fragrance. It's really, really good. Like I said before, for close encounters, warm and cozy. That's what I get from this right here, and it smells absolutely fantastic. So if you never put your nose on it again, guys, make sure you at least get a sample. If you like fragrances with cinnamon, incense, tobacco, I'm pretty sure you will love this one from the House of Parfums de Marly. Again, this is called Herod. All right, guys, the next fragrance on the list, one of my absolute favorites, never lets me down in this situation, and this is from the House of Creed, and that's my baby right there, man. That's original Santal. This is one of those fragrances, guys, if you've been following my channel for any amount of time, especially in the beginning stages of my channel, this is a fragrance that I've always loved, and I love it because you get that freshness in the opening. You got the juniper berries in this, but when it dries down, you get all of the warm, spicy, cozy notes. You got sandalwood, you got cinnamon in this as well. Some of my favorite things, sandalwood, some of my favorite things in fragrances, some of my favorite notes all jammed into this one, and I absolutely love this stuff. It starts out fresh and then it gets really warm, sweet, and cozy as it dries down. So definitely put your nose on this, one of your boys' favorite fragrances of all time from the House of Creed. This is called Original Santal. All right, guys, the next fragrance on the list comes from the House of Allure. It's one of the newer releases from that house, but it's really, really good for warm, close encounters, and this one is called Boundless. This is called Boundless, guys. This is the perfect Netflix and chill kind of scent. It's really, really warm, cozy, and sexy. Bourbon vanilla is the main note to my nose, but in addition to that, you get a very, very nice kind of powdery cacao note in this, as well as some myrrh and benzoin. So again, you kind of get those warm resins when this fragrance dries down, and it really, really works well with the vanilla and the tobacco as well that you're gonna find in this fragrance. So make sure you check this one out if you haven't yet, guys. Make sure you sample this. If you like fragrances with vanilla and tobacco, I'm sure you'll like this one from Allure. Again, this one is called Boundless. All right, guys, and last but not least, this is a classic in the fragrance community, I feel like, but I haven't really talked about it a lot as of late, but it is perfect for the situation that we're talking about from the House of Serge Lutens, and this is called Chergui. Chergui. I don't know why. It may not be just the color of this fragrance, but when I smell it, this fragrance just reminds me of fine wine. I don't know why. Again, the color of this is very reminiscent of course, a red wine. But in addition to that, guys, it's just a really elegant fragrance, and it really, really is good for close encounters. It's really, really warm and cozy, just like I've been talking about with the other fragrances on this list. Sandalwood, iris, a very unique note of hay as well in this one, and honey. So really, honey, of course, is one of those really sensual and seductive notes, and you get a lot of honey in this, but it's offset really, really well with some of those more powdery notes. Again, especially the iris and the hay. Man, this stuff is so good. And I mean, a lot of people, of course, know about this fragrance, but I don't really feel like a lot of people have been talking about this one as of late. But again, if you're talking about a kind of warm and cozy situation, Netflix and chill on the couch with a nice cup of cocoa and a blanket, this goes well with that. So make sure you check this one out from the House of Serge Lutens. Again, this one is called Chergui. All right, guys, that is it, man. That's my time. I hope you enjoyed this short list today, as I gave you 5 fragrances that are warm and cozy and intoxicating and good for those close encounter type situations. As always, I appreciate your time. I appreciate your attention to these videos. You guys don't have to watch, but you do, and I sincerely appreciate that. And don't forget, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And make sure you share these videos out to some folks that you think could use this information or find it entertaining, because I'm your guy, Darren, the Bowtie Fragrance Guy. I love to look good, and of course, I love to smell amazing. So until next time, guys, keep looking good, keep smelling even better. I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.